Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In our previous videos, we have discussed list, right? So apart from that, in our very previous video, we have discussed about indexing and slicing. So in this video, we will be discussing one of the important concepts in list with mutability. So what exactly this mutability means is that whenever you are modifying any element in the list, that original list itself will be modified. So what that means? So let us go ahead and see how that works with some examples. Let's say I'm having this particular original list. So in this original, what I will be having is that I will have 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So in this original, I will be having these particular elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I will execute this. So what I will be doing is that I will access this particular first index, which is nothing but 10. So I will be modifying that 10 with 100. So for that reason, I will be taking this particular original and I will be accessing this particular 0th index, which will be 10, right? So now what I will be doing is that I will assign this 0 index to 100. So now after that, if I print this particular original list, so I need to mention original here. If I execute this, you can able to see the modification happened in the 0th index. Instead of having this particular 10, we are having this particular 100. So let us go ahead and see one more example so that you can able to understand clearly. Let's say I wanted to access this particular element, which is nothing but 30, and I wanted to replace this particular 30 with, let's say, 900. So let us go ahead and access this particular 30 first of all. So I will be having original. So I wanted to access this particular 30. So the index is 0, 1, 2. So what I wanted to do, I will be assigning this to 900. And after that, if I print this particular original, if I execute this, we can able to see that modification is happened, which is resulted as 900. Previously we were having 30. Now after this particular statement, we are getting the result, which is 900 in this particular index. So that is what exactly the mutability means. If we change any data elements inside of this particular list, so the original list, this is the original list, right? The original list itself will be modified and that will be reflected. So that we have understood with this particular example. This is what exactly the mutability means. So let us go ahead and see some more important concepts regarding this particular mutability. So as part of that, one of the things that we need to consider is aliasing and another one is cloning. So first we will be understanding this particular aliasing. Let's say what I will be doing is that I will be taking a name which is alias. So this aliasing simply means, let's say I'm having the name Mahesh and my friend might call me as Mahi. So the name Mahesh can be considered as Mahi. So like that, this particular list, we can consider this particular original list and we can call this particular original list by some other name. So that is what exactly the aliasing means. Instead of calling with the original name, we can call with some other name itself. So that will be considered as aliasing name. So I will be taking a variable alias, this is just a variable. So I will be calling this particular original. So now what will be happening by this statement is that we can access this particular original, nothing but this particular list, by using this particular alias name also. So I will be executing this. So now if I print this particular alias, so if I execute this, we can able to see the same result that we have with this particular original list. So I will print the original list also so that we can able to compare and see what exactly we have. So if I execute this, we are getting the same result for both original and alias. So what I will be doing is that, let's say if I modify some elements in the alias, can it be reflected in the original list? So let us go ahead and see that. Let's say I am taking this particular alias and I will be accessing this particular first index, which is nothing but this particular 20, and I will be convert this particular 20 into 200. So for that reason I am mentioning index 1 which we will be getting the 20. So I wanted to assign with 200. So I will be executing this. So this is got executed. So now if I print this particular alias, if I execute this, we will be getting 200. Very good. So let's say if I call this particular original, so I am printing the original is here, and if I execute this, we are still getting the same result in the original list also. So though we have modified this particular element in the aliased list, so that is affecting the original list also, you can able to see here. So this is what happening by using this particular is equal to method. So by using this is equal to method, we are aliasing this particular original list with some aliasing name. So when we change the elements by using aliasing name, the original list also will be get modified. So that is what exactly happening through this particular is equal to method. So let us go ahead and see one of the way that we will be getting the list, and when we modify the list, that won't be affected the original list. So let us go ahead and see that. So one of the way that what we have, which is nothing but this particular cloning is nothing but the copying. So copying the original list and modifying the modifying the list that what we are getting from the copying, so that won't be affected the original list. So that is what the idea of this particular cloning. So what I will be doing is that we will be having this particular original right? So in order to copy this particular original list, we have a method in Python which is nothing but copy. So this is a list, right? So this particular method considered as list.copy method. So if I execute this by having some variable name here, so I will be naming the variable as cloning here. So if I execute this, we have cloned. So this is got executed. So if I print this particular cloning variable, I will be printing this particular cloning variable, and if I execute this, we can able to see the data that what we have in the original list. So let us go ahead and do some modification in the cloning so that and compare the result with the cloning and original. So for that reason, I will be taking this particular cloning, and let's say if I want to modify this particular 40 into 400. So the index is, we can consider the negative index. So -1, -2. So this particular negative indexing, we will be getting this particular 40. So what we will be doing is that I will assign this particular 40 to 400. So I will execute this. So this is got executed. If I print cloning here, and we can able to see the result, we have got 400 instead of 40. So let us go ahead and see the original list. So I will be printing original here, and if I execute this, we are still having this particular 40 here. So I hope by this you can able to understand how this cloning, which is nothing but a copy, works. So when we are cloning, when we are copying, though we have modified the or copied object, that won't be affected this particular cloning object, this particular copied original object. So let us go ahead and compare the memory addresses of all these variables that what we have. So for that reason, I will be taking, so by using this particular id, we can able to get the memory address, right? So I will be doing that. So first what I will be doing, I will take the original here. So I am printing a string which is original. So here what I will be doing, I will be checking the ID of this particular original. So after that, I will take this same print statement, and I will be having all of these variables, which is nothing but one is that we have, which is this particular alias, right? So I will take alias here, and here also I will take alias. So after that, we are having a copy or nothing but cloning here. So we can consider it as a cloning, or we can consider it as a copy here. So if I execute this, we can able to see the memory addresses of all these variables that what we have. So if you compare this particular original and alias, these two variables having the same memory address, you can check here. So we are having the same memory address for both this particular original object and this particular alias object. But whereas if you consider this particular cloning, which is nowhere compared with this particular original and aliasing. This is having its own unique memory address, right? So like this, we can able to clone and copy the original image and original object, and we can able to modify the list, and that won't be affected the original list. So here, two things you need to understand. One, if you wanted to copy the original list, and if you modify the original list, if that needs to be affected on the original list itself, so in such case you can directly use this particular alias by using this particular is equal to. So or otherwise, if you wanted to copy the original list and if you modify the copied list, and that should not be affected the original list, in such case you need to use this particular copy. So I hope you can able to understand. So I hope you can able to understand all these things explained in this video. So if that is true, hit a like button. And apart from that, I will be posting all of this content with some theory and with this particular examples. So if you wanted to access that particular notes, I will be giving the link in the description and in the pinned comment. You can access the detailed notes from there. So if you found this video interesting, hit a like button. In the next video, we will be seeing some of the important concept regarding list. So let us meet in that video. So thank you for watching this video. See you in next video.